Let's go Ravens! We have some important updates on the team and on Lamar Jackson. Before we get started, I want to ask you a question. Do you believe the Baltimore Ravens will make it to the Super Bowl this year? If so, hit that like button hard. If possible, write it like this: Go Ravens! Nothing will stop us. The Super Bowl is ours. The Baltimore Ravens are at a pivotal point in the season, with quarterback Lamar Jackson once again raising significant questions about the team's offensive structure during a recent press conference. Jackson's candid comments about his confidence in tight end Mark Andrews underscore a recurring theme in Baltimore: the lack of a big-bodied wide receiver to complement the team's current arsenal of smaller, quick receivers like Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman. Jackson spoke at length about Andrews, noting how the tight end's size and ability to win contested catches have been invaluable since his rookie seasons. That connection, Jackson suggested, provides a level of reliability and ease in high-pressure situations that he doesn't consistently find with other targets. He even pointed to instances, like the Eagles game, where Andrews successfully secured a touchdown despite being surrounded by defenders. Such moments, Jackson suggested, underscore the importance of having players who can dominate in contested catch situations. The quarterback's comments seem to carry an underlying message to Ravens management: the need for a true, big-bodied wide receiver. While Jackson expressed his appreciation for his current teammates, including Flowers, Bateman, and even veteran additions like Nelson Agholor, he appeared to emphasize that the offensive unit is missing a crucial piece. Comparing Andrews to the prototype of a larger wideout, Jackson made it clear how such a presence could simplify his role as a quarterback. This isn't a new conversation for Ravens fans. For years, the fan base has clamored for the team to acquire a large, physical receiver who can dominate jump ball situations and expand Jackson's options in critical moments. While the team has made attempts in the past, drafting players like Miles Boykin or mid-round picks like Tylan Wallace, these moves haven't yielded the desired results. Recent additions like Deontay Johnson, while talented, don't significantly differ in style from Baltimore's existing options. Jackson's remarks also bring to light the challenges he faces with smaller receivers. While players like Flowers are explosive, their stature requires near-perfect throws to make an impact. This precision-dependent dynamic is one Jackson has had to navigate throughout his career, often forcing him to shoulder even more responsibility to make the offense work. The discussion gains further weight when considering the Ravens' offensive evolution this season. With Greg Roman no longer in the picture, Jackson has taken significant steps forward in the passing game under the new system. His progress is evident in his interception-free streak from September to December and the efficiency displayed by the offense. However, Jackson's latest comments suggest that even with these strides, the team could achieve much more by addressing this long-standing roster deficiency. The Ravens have a history of making adjustments too late, as seen in their late switch away from Greg Roman, which has only recently unlocked Jackson's full potential. Fans and analysts alike are hoping the team doesn't repeat this pattern when it comes to adding a true complement to their offensive weapons. The question now is whether the Ravens front office will act on Jackson's implied request. With the team poised for a playoff run, the addition of a big-bodied receiver could be the X factor that elevates them from contenders to champions.
Baltimore's ability to heed Jackson's call and make proactive moves will likely determine their success in the coming postseason and beyond. What do you think, Ravens fans? Should the team prioritize acquiring a big-bodied receiver in the next offseason, or is the current group enough to take Lamar and the Ravens to the promised land? Let us know in the comments. The Baltimore Ravens are gearing up for what could be the perfect springboard into their late-season push as they face the struggling New York Giants on Sunday. Fresh off a much-needed bye week, the reigning AFC North champions are poised to reassert their dominance, and this inter-conference matchup presents an ideal opportunity. With the Giants mired in an 8-game losing streak and sitting at just 2 wins for the season, the Ravens enter this game as heavy favorites. This clash marks the first meeting between these two teams since Week 6 of the 2022 season, when the Giants stunned Baltimore with a 24-20 victory. That loss remains notable, as it was the first time a team led by Lamar Jackson fell to an NFC opponent since he became the Ravens' full-time starter in 2018. But circumstances circumstances have shifted dramatically since then. The Giants, plagued by inconsistency and injuries, are a far cry from the team that surprised the Ravens last year. Meanwhile, Baltimore appears to be hitting its stride as the playoff picture begins to take shape. Health could be the game changer for Baltimore as they return from their bye. The team received a boost with several key players either returning to practice or trending toward activation. Notably, Rashad Bateman, knee, and veteran outside linebacker Kyle Van Noy, hamstring/neck, were back on the field during Wednesday's practice. Rookie safety Sanusi Kane, hamstring, was the only player sidelined, a testament to how well-timed the bye week was for the Ravens' recovery. Additionally, nose tackle Michael Pierce, calf, and rookie cornerback TJ Tampa, ankle, are nearing a return from injured reserve, potentially bolstering both the defensive front and secondary. This influx of healthy contributors comes at a crucial juncture. The Ravens have the chance to not only solidify their playoff positioning but also address lingering concerns about consistency. A convincing win over a struggling Giants team could serve as a statement, reaffirming Baltimore's status as a legitimate contender. The stakes are high, not because of the opponent's strength, but because of what this game represents, a launching pad for a strong finish to the season. What's your take, Ravens fans? Will this game set the tone for a dominant stretch run? Share your thoughts below as Baltimore looks to turn the corner and march toward postseason glory. Looking ahead, this conversation about the Ravens' offensive needs feels even more urgent given the recent context of their games. While the team sits in a strong position with playoff aspirations, certain vulnerabilities are becoming harder to ignore. The lack of a consistent big-body target has already played a role in key moments this season, and it's fair to question whether it could cost them in critical playoff games. Take the performance of Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Nelson Aguilar. While all three bring unique skill sets, they share a common limitation. None are built to consistently dominate contested catch situations or excel in jump ball scenarios. Lamar Jackson has shown incredible adaptability, often threading the needle on passes to these smaller receivers. But as Jackson himself hinted, these throws require near-perfect placement, reducing the margin for error in high-pressure games against top-tier defenses. Contrast this with the consistent success Jackson finds when targeting Mark Andrews. Andrews' ability to use his size and physicality to outmuscle defenders provides Jackson with an invaluable security blanket. Time and again, we've seen Andrews come through in moments where the offense needed a spark. While tight ends like Andrews and Isaiah likely have helped bridge the gap, the fact remains, this offense could reach another level with a big-bodied wide receiver in the mix. Ravens fans don't have to look far to see the impact such a player can have. Teams with dominant, physical receivers like DK Metcalf in Seattle or Mike Evans in Tampa Bay often rely on these players to create mismatches and haul in game-changing catches. A similar presence in Baltimore would not only make life easier for Jackson, but also open up opportunities for Flowers, Bateman, and others by drawing defensive attention. Looking back at the Ravens' track record, there's a sense of missed opportunities. Draft picks like Miles Boykin didn't pan out as hoped, and the team has seemed hesitant to make a significant investment in this area. With the trade deadline passed, any changes to the receiving core will now have to wait until the offseason. The big question is whether the Ravens will finally break this pattern and make a bold move to address this gap. In the meantime, Jackson and the current roster must continue finding ways to succeed. The chemistry between Jackson and Flowers is improving, and Bateman has shown flashes of brilliance when healthy. However, the postseason will be a different animal. Defenses will scheme to take away the middle of the field and challenge Baltimore's smaller receivers to win one-on-one matchups on the outside. Without a true big-bodied target, the Ravens could find themselves at a disadvantage in these scenarios. So, Ravens fans, it's over to you. Do you agree with Lamar Jackson's unspoken plea for a big-bodied receiver? Would a move like this be the missing piece for a Super Bowl run? Or do you believe the team already has what it takes to go the distance with the current roster? Let us know your thoughts, and as always, stay tuned for more updates as the Ravens' journey continues.